That's awful. I can't believe you would say that. I cannot believe that you would even conjure that in your mind. What's up, everybody? My name's Nick.
And my name's Josh.
And we're here to give you
a reality check.
Yes, ma'am. Alrighty, we are back. RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 3. We're rolling on along, and somehow we're 3 episodes in, and we still have 14 girls. Queens. I don't know why the gap between episode 2 and episode 3, I feel like I was like craving an episode.
No, because
I don't know why.
Because we still needed somebody to go home. We still haven't gotten a pork chop.
Maybe that's what it is.
We were looking to eat.
It didn't feel like it really started yet.
Exactly.
Until that first head rolls, you know, it doesn't set in. The
game hasn't started until one of the girls are gone.
Oh, the game has started. The game is afoot. The game is afoot. Not the hole. These are his socks. Oh my god.
They're not my socks. I don't claim them.
If you're a fan of reality competition TV, shows like Survivor, Big Brother, RuPaul's Drag Race, The Traitors, and everything in between, we're your new best friends. So come on in, grab a seat, and let's dive into RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 3, our first design challenge. I love a design challenge. I am a design diva.
I know that you're ready to get behind that sewer and you're ready to surge the girls. Is that what you would say? Is that a little sewing pun?
I mean, what is this? What is a surge the girl? How do you surge someone?
I don't know. It's like a little hem. Like,
okay, you better put her together. You better hem the dolls, diva.
Not only do I love that it was a design challenge.
Oh yeah. Wait, that was good.
That was kind of good. No, you ate her. I love that it was like something that like, you know, there was a theme to it, like Monopoly, the color. Yeah. I was obsessed, and then the theme and the manopulence, the high fashion, not high fashion, like rich money.
Yeah,
like,
opulence. Opulence. You don't have to have a lot of money to be opulent. Opulent is more of, my opinion, more of an attitude. It's more of a mindset. It's how you come together as a whole kind of appearance is opulence. You know, you don't have to have the biggest diamonds, the biggest hair, the most expensive gown. Opulence is a feeling. Opulence is you exude it.
So it could be cheap fabric and some jewels glued onto a tube dress.
Apparently.
But if you can serve it, then you can serve it. And we'll dive into that one.
There it is. Before we get ahead of ourselves and we pass go, I don't want to, end up in jail. That was a Monopoly.
You kind of ate that.
These girls are saltine cracker level salty.
Yeah.
When Miss Hormona Lisa pulls that lever and says,
just kidding.
Yeah. Like Chattanooga, Tennessee is here to stay.
Listen, honestly, I was a Hormona Lisa hater, but I will let she's pulling me in. Like those confessionals that she had, like she's kind of giving us some personality now. Like she's taking jabs at the girls. She's trying to read the doll.
Yeah.
Like
I think she's easing in. I think she's kind of relaxing a little bit. I have said that I am excited to see what Hormona Lisa brings in the future. And we were talking about the episode before it aired, and he was like, I'm so excited. She's gone. Like, let's get her out of here and keep going, whatever. And I was like, I don't know. Something about Hormona Lisa, there's something there that we haven't yet to see. I was like, I feel like she's going to be a sewing diva. I think there's a lot to unpack with Hormona Lisa, and I'm glad that we now get some time.
I agree. I don't think that she's meshing well with the other queens. I mean, we saw that her and Lexi,
especially not Joella
or Corey King.
Yeah, Hormona Lisa is not kind of the group's favorite.
Yeah, I feel like she just doesn't have that Kiki energy. Like, I feel like she's not reading the dolls back and forth. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a drag queen, so like I can't speak on behalf of drag queens, but like the energy I get is like you need to like jab at each other. You need to have that fun.
Yeah, there's a playful energy amongst queens for sure. I think for me, what it really is about Hormona Lisa is I think in reality, she's very shy.
Yes.
I don't think Hormona Lisa is one of these big personalities. I think she likes to let her drag do the talking and kind of like put it forward. So I think she's now kind of coming out of her shell a little bit, and we're gonna kind of grow to love her, like you're saying she's gonna grow on you, you're gonna have to start injecting those hormone Alisas, you know. So I think it's gonna be good. I like her. I like her story. I can tell that there's a story there. There's something there about her. I don't know.
I'm like trying to think of a fan base name for her. Like come on paintings. Like come on museums. Come on gallery.
We'll workshop it.
We'll work on her.
We'll workshop her for sure.
One thing I really just want to like touch a little bit on, because we're talking about Hormona, we're talking a little bit about Joella, Joe. Don't forget the Ella.
Yes, ma'am.
I thought that the fix your mug, but you were looking like that. If someone needs to fix their mug,
I think
Miss Joe, you forgot the face.
Yeah,
you
don't forget to blend.
No,
Joe, don't forget the setting spray.
Her eyeshadow, I don't know. It just and like
I don't think that was her best mug.
Yeah.
I do think Joella. I think her makeup was actually very soft and supple on the runway tonight, which we'll touch on.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to check out Chuck or Chuck. We're gonna go into all of the looks, or I guess we should do it all in one episode because it's a design challenge.
I mean, there's nothing else to really talk about except for the design.
Yeah. So no Chuck or Chuck this week. We're keeping it all in one part because it's a design challenge. We're not going to split up talking about the gowns and the looks when that's all there is to talk about.
Exactly.
So you're welcome. I want to talk about this moment we get with Anya. They're kind of at the round table the next morning. They're all, decompressing from the events of Hormona Lisa's non-elimination. Mm-hmm. And Anya's kind of like, there's a game, like I said, there's a game afoot. It's Game of Thrones. It's Game of Friendships.
Game of the Judges.
Yeah. Do you think, I never realized, well, I guess I did, how important it is to, have friends in Drag Race. Because you don't, it's not like Survivor. You're not eliminating each other. You don't have any of the power, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's, a more recent thing, know? That is a product of Rate a Queen. Because, you want to be able to have and save your friends. Come on. I don't hate it. And honestly, on your nerve, you're getting on my nerve about it because you're just not a social bitter. Yeah.
She's giving me bitter, I can't make friends as well as the other girls.
Yep.
And I feel like Anya feels a little bit slighted by some of these alliances because she feels she should have been ranked higher. So she's bitter.
In-N-Out Burger isn't getting you a second or first place. That's all I'm gonna say. I think she's a talented queen. Like you said, just piggybacking off of it. Yeah, she's definitely bitter, but Kiki with a girl. I don't know what to tell you. That's
Make
the game.
Some friends.
You're talking about the game, then play the game.
Yeah. Play it or get played, honey.
Lydia's butthole.
Lydia. RuPaul is all up in Lydia's butthole. So, one of my favorite parts of the episode, I love RuPaul. I'm a big RuPaul lover. I think RuPaul is just so weird, deep down, and so kooky, crazy, unhinged. But one of my favorite things about the episodes is seeing RuPaul's suits. Mm. I love boy RuPaul. I love RuPaul in the suits.
RuPaul Charles.
This brown, red, and light brown 70s wallpaper striped suit.
Yeah. Fierce.
RuPaul, this is crazy, and this is kind of effed of me to say. The estate sale is gonna go crazy in a few years. Hopefully 25 years. But the estate sale is gonna go nuts.
It's gonna be more valuable.
I'm flying to LA with 3 empty suitcases. I hope that I would love for them to have a RuPaul museum. I think that her look should be displayed somewhere.
Michelle, you better write that down.
I don't know if there are LGBTQ history museums, but RuPaul needs a wing, a hall,
a floor,
the RuPaul hall, RuPaul, mama. They're just rolling out today. Oh my god!
Listen.
But I love RuPaul. This suit looked great, and I love she does the big suits, and it looks like RuPaul's just in them,
I mean, RuPaul's
head.
This big.
I know. She looks so good. Anyway,
the one thing that I do love about the design challenges specifically is when you get those little individual round tables where it's the 2-3 girls that are together, they go to Ru and they have their little Kiki moment. I love to see how they react to like the critiques or what's going on. And Miss JOE, don't forget that you're not wearing a bodysuit this week because you were clocked.
Yeah, so RuPaul comes in and is like, all right, everybody, this episode is sponsored in part by, Monopoly is the theme of the week, Monopulence, and pulling the color inspirations and the money, the richness from the game. Were you a Monopoly player? Was your family a Monopoly family?
We weren't those people. I will be honest, I'm gonna clock myself right now. I've never played a full game of Monopoly that wasn't Monopoly Go on the phone.
I love Monopoly Go. You know what though? It takes up so much storage. I had to get rid of it. I was a tycoon. I was tycooning.
You were deep down. You were deep down in Monopoly Go.
He would literally be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
"Playing Monopoly
I'm
Go.
playing Monopoly Go. I'm in a bank heist, Diva."
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Don't worry about it.
I have an unopened box of Monopoly in that closet.
Stop.
Not even like still in the packaging.
We were big Monopoly people. So I have 2 brothers and a twin sister, and then my parents would also play with us. And
there's enough pieces for all of you?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, you could play with 8, 10, however many people you want. It would be like wee hours in the morning. We would finish until the last person had no more money. There were many times like I flipped the board, but I love Monopoly.
Not the Teresa G dice.
No, like Monopoly for me is extremely nostalgic. I love when they just like integrate. Like, why not Monopoly?
Exactly.
Let's do Jenga next week.
It's something that everybody who's watching Drag Race can connect to.
Everybody,
some level, you can connect to that.
Everybody has had an experience with Monopoly, whether or not their sister was stealing money from the banker or, their older brother flipped the board when he was losing. Somebody has had an experience with Monopoly, so it kind of does this like grander scale thing.
I definitely would have been a board flipper.
You're a board flipper for sure.
I'm a board flipper.
They're getting paid. They're getting money when they're pulling their cards.
They are, yes, they are.
Monopoly
I forgot about that.
Money.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be Monopoly. Oh my god. You can't be Monopoly and not show up with a wad of cash.
Especially with a room full of drag queens.
You know what? I think it was Lucky Stars got like $180. I'm like, that's not even enough to cover a wig. Like, you keep her. You need her more.
Someone's feeling a little greedy over here.
It's just like, after taxes, what's $180 come to? $4? I love it. I love it.
We love the mini games. We love the money.
Yes,
but
give the girls money.
Put another 0 and maybe a comma, and now we're talking.
Yes. So after we see them all pull their cards, we see a steal and a steal back from Crystal and Lana with this go directly to jail, boardwalk nab. What color would you want? We've got blue, orange, green, yellow, red, and that's it.
I'm thinking that I would want blue or red.
Really?
Actually, I don't know, because like my skin tone and red don't look well. So like the red, yellow, orange, like that's not my tea. I'm like an earth tone, but like I feel like you in blue with your eyes would pop.
I think there's only one color I wouldn't want, and it's yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow, and that shade of yellow is just so
yellow
homophobic. Like it is big bird's asshole yellow.
Yeah, it's big. It's brighter. It's a brighter yellow than the McDonald's arch, and like
no, like it's giving like when you would draw the sun in the corner of your paper, like yellow, Crayola dandelion yellow. Spirit Airlines yellow, honey. Yeah. But that's the only color I think, honestly, yellow is just a hard color to design for. Because like red is very romantic. Green is very like sultry. Blue can be really nice and like deep. Like there's like undertones. Orange is very like fiery. It's very fierce. What?
I'm thinking of like yellow hates to see Nymphia win coming, mama.
Right? No, like a banana. Like unless you want to be a banana diva or Big Bird, what do you do with yellow?
Honestly,
what do you do with yellow?
I would think like maybe try to go to gold route, but gold isn't even like that is no. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But we will not let the colors take these girls down because they're going to come and they're going to make something because we saw some yellow garments that were incredible.
Yeah, so
incredible.
This is a true design challenge. We see After they're all assigned their colors, their places, and they've got their money, honey, it is time for the material dash.
It is time for the Hunger Games year running to the cornucopia.
It's the Black Friday 90s TV sale, like moms punching each other.
In the Walmart parking lot getting arrested for a discounted gift.
Literally. It's crazy. And we definitely have a little bit of a kerfuffle as materials are concerned later on in the workroom, which we will get to. But I want to talk about how we are on RuPaul's Drag Race season 17.
I know where you're going with this.
We have had 9 All-Star seasons, multiple country spin-offs, All-Stars spin-offs in those countries.
Yeah.
Versus the world.
Yeah.
Global All-Stars.
Yeah.
And
Queen of all queens.
Queen of all queens.
The universe one.
The queen of the... That wasn't Drag Race.
Oh. We'll edit her out.
We've had all these spin-offs. All of this mainstream drag. And you show up to the workroom 17 seasons in. And you don't know how to use a sewing machine?
JOE, don't forget to use a sewing machine.
Oh, there was a lot of them. This is the first look I'm making ever.
No, okay. We need a clock on your nerve real quick because I do not believe that was the first time that she's ever made.
I do. That neckline hem said yes, and that horizontal seam with that circle, that was the first one.
Maybe first dress, maybe first garment, but she's used the sewing machine because she threaded that bobbin, and I don't even know if that's the right terminology.
Yeah. Well, we'll give it to you.
Okay, Joella, I know more than you, girl.
Like, here's my thing. There are so many resources on the internet now. I know because I am one.
There's this crazy channel.
There's this crazy bitch on the internet whose whole thing is educating people about how to do and sew and create your own drag.
I think some of these girls need some pennies pointers.
No, baby. There are a few pennies pointers that needed to be doled out. So it's like the second that you get that call,
you're going to Hobby Lobby and you're getting a sewing machine and you're getting cheap thread and you're figuring it out.
You're going to do a test run. You make sure that you have you have 3 looks. You have a bodysuit, a gown, and a whatever that you can alter, and you get going.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's just it's coming.
Yeah.
Just like Snatch Game. It's coming.
Yes.
Why are you not more prepared?
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. I have no notes.
Even if it's like Anya literally was topped this week with a tube dress and a circle skirt.
And a hot glue gun and a dream.
And to those of you who know what I'm saying, you know about a tube dress and a circle skirt. And they gave the girl stretch fabric. You literally get... I cannot. There is no excuse that every single one of those queens should not have come out in a full-blown, fully put together, opulent dress ready for the runway. I crystallized, bitch, but I hadn't died.
We need to dive right into... And actually, before we dive into this, I have a question for you.
Okay.
When we jump into the cornucopia and the Hunger Games of the Drag Race grabbing your materials, once you grab it, is it yours, or do you think another girl could have or has the right to go and grab something from you when you tell them no?
It's first come, first serve, finders keepers, losers, weepers, honey. Here's the thing. There are communal items, for sure.
Yes.
Feathers, rhinestones, all of those big bowls, those are definitely more communal.
When there's like hundreds of, yes. Understand.
However, if you and I both go like this and we grab the same fabric, it's either we're going to cut it in half, you get half, I get half, or I touched it first.
Yeah.
That's how it is. If I want to share it, I'll share it. I was here first. So that's how I feel. And that's how it's always been on design challenges, because there's been beef amongst the girls. Like, oh, she knocked me over to get to the gold sequins first, whatever. So I am team Jewel Sparkles with this beef that arises.
I am also team Jewel Sparkles.
Yeah.
On your nerve. That was just nasty. Like, that was just... You were being nasty. You weren't being like very posh. Like, Miss Congeniality is not in your running
she won't be on your congeniality list.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Anya congenial list.
Anya nothing. You're on my nerve about that one.
You're on my last nerve.
No, you are. I thought it was nasty. I just thought it was nasty. That's all I want to say about it.
I understand. Like, okay, to play devil's advocate, I understand Anya's mindset. It's kind of like, first come, first serve. Okay, well, I'm in this race for me, not Jules. I needed the trim. I thought my dress needed it, so I took what I needed. The area that it gets hairy for me is the fact that you asked and were told no and did it anyway.
Yeah.
At that point, she shouldn't have asked. She should have just taken it and then played dumb. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Like, do and ask for forgiveness later kind of thing.
Sin now, pray later,
I don't know. I just didn't like that at all.
I didn't like that moment. And I think I was happy that Jules said something and wasn't letting her just kind of have it. Like, be like, well, I took it. Well, I told you couldn't. Like, have your moment because you're not going to have that many more.
No, she ate that down.
Yeah.
Talking about Jules. Jules and Arietti in their little chisme corner.
Love it.
I am screaming, Arietti, you are a nasty girl. Because every single time that she's pointing over to Acacia, she's like in that one all the way over there. And then they zoom in on her.
I don't know if it's serious or if she's being funny or like what. But
it is
there's
tea.
Something there for sure.
She's nasty for that.
Yeah.
She's nasty for that.
I love this little El Chisme corner. We actually have a group chat with our good friends, two of which were on the podcast last week. Brie and Renza, if you haven't checked that episode out, definitely do that. We have a group chat called El Chisme.
Yeah, because chismosos and chismosas are right in front of you. Yeah. Come on.
So, I think talking shit is a perfectly healthy and necessary evil as a drag queen.
I agree. I also need to take this moment to sincerely apologize, Miss Crystal Envy. I was coming at you hard last week. I was being nasty. You clocked the fuck out of Anya, and I was here for it. I was here for it.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
We will get into the Crystal Envy
I'm getting crystallized.
The Crystal Envy reparation tour will commence later in the episode for sure. Wait, we didn't even talk about the Raider Queen dossier.
Oh my god.
So, the queens are working diligently, some well, others not so well.
Some staring at the same dress for 2 hours.
Some are lucky stars. And RuPaul walks in and goes, hey, look what I have. It's all of your votes. Have fun.
Talk about cheese, man.
Read it. Talk about pot stirring, lint licking.
Lint licking is crazy.
Buffoonery. RuPaul was like, oh, is that a pile of dead leaves? Let me throw a match.
Yep. She started a fire and she was like, let's spice things up a little bit.
Yeah. Were there any moments with the Raider Queen kind of like revealment that gagged you? Was there any like votes that were like, oh my god, I can't believe?
I wasn't like, the only one that truly gagged me in like a negative way, Corey King was rated low. Like
very
low.
like one from the bottom low.
Like I was shook. Yeah, no, Corey King just shocked me.
Yeah.
And which was not a shock, Lexi Love got top overall.
10s across the board.
Like, even like Susie, like she was in the top and Jules was in the top for the week before, but Jules literally 10s across the board. Lexi literally 10s across the board. I was really happy to see that just because I loved her performance and I think she deserved it.
Something that I was like, oh, Lydia put Hormona Lisa at 4 or 5, I think. I was like, oh wow.
Do they have a deal? Like,
I don't know, but Lydia, oh my god, the Lydia Sam Star movement, putting Sam all the way at 7. She was like, so you think I'm the worst?
And she was like,
well, you are 7th. Oh. So, I love that. I love that it's kind of like Joella honestly said it best. Lana is talking, upset about, how the other girls reacted when they came into the workroom. Mm-hmm. And then you voted like you voted. So I mean, you were just running your mouth when it was a secret.
Anya clocking Arietti and Lana about voting each other number 1.
Right. This is where we see. So going back to Anya and her kind of relationship building arc that's happening. She is quite bitter about the alliances, and this is where that kind of reveals itself in like totality, because I want to save her from the bot. Well, she deserved to be in the bottom. No, it's a relationship game. It's Rate a Queen, not Rate a Queen fairly. You know, all you got to do is push the buttons and lock it in. So I love it. I love strategy. I love when people, you know, play the game. This is a show. It is a reality game TV show.
At the end of the day, I'm trying to win $200,000 in a free year supply of Anastasia Beverly Hills makeup.
If voting Arrietty helps me get to that next week,
yes,
I'm gonna put Arrietty at number 1
every single
time.
Yes, and I will still put you below. Even if you did great,
yeah,
you're on my nerve and you're at number 7.
Yeah,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Do you want to see the Rate a Queen system continue in the next seasons?
I think we need a break. I think we need a 1 or 2 season break.
Yeah.
Something about the Rate a Queen is just, or maybe just like move it to a different time of that. I don't know. I mean, it really only makes sense like the first 1 or 2 weeks, but I don't know. I feel like, you know, you have it for 1 or 2 weeks and then bam, it's gone. Like at this point, like it's reminding me of like an all-star season where like you're picking the lipstick if you win the challenge or whatever, and you can be shady and pick a different lipstick than everyone else in the room and send the girl home just because you're being nasty. Like that, I like that. Yeah. Like I think that is shadier than Rate a Queen.
I do too. I like Rate a Queen. I don't like Rate a Queen. I go back and forth about it. I do think that doing Rate a Queen at the beginning is the only place it makes sense, but they also just met. You know,
I mean, true.
And if you're the week 1 girls, you really just met. So it's like you're being rated on. You have your 1 minute talent show. Wow me. So it's a little intimidating. I think I would like to see it continue, but maybe a break. I don't know. Yeah. I think the Rate a Queen works because it makes drama. Yeah. You know, it gives us drama, it gives us tea, and it kind of lets the talent show be all about those early moments with the relationships building. You know, so the judges are kind of like watching from afar, but I don't know.
Something that I would love if they did next season is if they did a Rate a Queen for all of the queens and the judges basically like
individually did that.
But like well everybody does a Rate a Queen and then the judges like everyone comes out and they're like your Rate a Queen results meant nothing. They show you spilling all the tea and then they still judge. And it's like Rate a Queen was nothing, just to stir the pot. Like I think that would kind of be a gag or something like that. I don't know.
I would love to see a Rate a Queen where each queen is rated on like a few different things. So you could like do it. Say it's like 3 categories: runway, talent, and runway or talent outfit, like whatever. Yeah. And you could like do 1, 0
like a
to
scale.
100%.
Oh, that would be cute.
And then they all get a grade.
Like a point system.
Yeah, like you came out, you got a 40% score. You got a 30% score. And it's like the average of all of their queens.
I like that. Yeah. I think that would be nice. That would be nice. Okay. Well,
put me in the creative marketing team. I would like to move to the reason for the season. Roll those doubles, get out of jail free, pass go, collect that 200, and hit the runway. Because the railroad is still running, okay? Did you know that Mr. Monopoly's dog is named Scotty? Because he's a Scotty dog?
Facts we didn't need to know.
I told y'all I love Monopoly. Put that monocle on my pussy.
Well, yeah.
Before we get to the runway, I just want to quickly touch on the Stone Gate, the Rhinestone Gate with one Hormona Lisa.
Listen, at the end of the day, the challenge was used the materials provided. Point blank, period.
Yeah. RuPaul is very specific, too. She says wigs and undergarments and jewelry.
And that's it.
That's it. I don't even think you could use your own jewelry.
No, you could use your own jewelry.
Most of them made their own jewelry. So for this gown to be completely studded in stones from home.
And it wasn't like 1 or 2.
It is against the, like, it's just very clearly against the rules.
Do you think that, actually, we all know the answer. If she went out there with those stones on, automatic bottom.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that if they had let her go out, that it would be a big violation to like the fairness laws. So if you're not familiar, just a quick little tidbit. If you're not familiar, there are laws in place for reality TV shows that they have to follow for fairness. Like they cannot do anything because they could be sued. You know, there could be a lawsuit. So Lexi bringing that to their attention, they had to act on it. Yeah. Like if just nobody by chance noticed Hormona Lisa pulling a Ziploc bag of stones out of her suitcase and putting them on, then that's a different conversation. But she was clocked. Yeah. You know, and I don't know. I didn't love her reaction, but I didn't hate it. I would be frustrated too because it's a lot of work. Gluing rhinestones one by one, as you can see, is not a fun job. And it's not necessarily an easy one. And to rip probably E6000 off of a gown is really, really difficult.
I'm missing some rhinestones myself.
I think I'm missing one. And it's right here.
I'm not
that girl.
I'm not that girl. I'm honestly not mad at Hormona's reaction. And to be honest, and we'll get to that, I don't think that it changed the way that her runway went.
Was still fine without them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Good on Lexi for calling a hoe out. You know?
Clock her.
I love it because it's unfair. Yeah. It's all fair in love and drag, you know? So, period. Alrighty, it's time for the runway, and category is Monopulence. And the runway is one of our favorite things here at Reality Check, and it's time for some check or chuck. If it's a check, we love it. If it's a chuck,
we hate it.
We hate it. Yeah. And if the look is so good that it is just breathtakingly beautiful, baby, you need a reality check. And all that glitters is gold for you, okay?
Period.
Category is Monopulence. Let's get into these looks. First to the stage, we have a not-so-lucky star, Ms. Lucky Stars.
This is the first week that she does not have the extension, the paper.
Lucky is doing traditional drag with a flat synthetic wig.
Definitely local traditional. Hasn't performed more than one time, and face needs a rebeat.
Yeah, I don't even think we need to spend a lot of time discussing it. I think, honestly, if you take the flat wig, the makeup, and the white stockings out of the look, the hoop skirt with the orange fabric was doing a lot of the work. It was fine. It was a corset covered in fabric and a hoop skirt covered in fabric.
Basically, if you remove 75% of the outfit, she looked good.
Yeah, and then squint and turn your eye. Yeah, she looked great. It was just very obviously a chuck.
Yeah, it was a chuck. I also think that she got in her head and she was just very nervous. We've never seen her paint a face.
Yeah, she definitely, I think, relies on the artistry that she is very, very good at. Yeah. So to see her kind of without that crutch was very telling and very interesting.
Agreed.
For sure.
Next to the stage, we have Miss Hormona Lisa. She came out with this beautiful mermaid gown with a skirt that went out. It was orange. She had nice she had a little piece. Yeah. This is the best she has looked thus far on Drag Race. She looked great. She had a great design. Yep.
It was perfectly efficient. This dress, it fit well. It had enough details to be interesting. I loved the ruffles at the bottom of the train or the mermaid skirt. The only thing I would have loved is a nice caramely brown wig. Ooh. In that same style. Just because orange and brown go so well together. I would have just loved a very fierce, soft, natural color.
Love. You know? That would have looked so good on her too.
The pink kind of blended with the face a little bit for me. It was a little too pale of pink. It was almost white. But other than that, she gets a check from me.
She definitely gets a check from me this week. Yeah. Miss Hormona Lisa,
this is a good week for you. I said to him, listen, you watch, Hormona Lisa is going to be a sewing diva.
Listen.
Because you cannot, in the drag community, you cannot be a bigger girl, a bigger queen, and not know how to sew if you want custom looks.
True.
It's tough to find.
You can't just make. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's tough to find exciting, expensive looking custom drag as somebody with larger proportions. So I was like, I just have a feeling she's going to be a sewing girl.
Period.
And I was right.
Yes.
Next to the stage, it's giving Lexi. Miss Lexi Love comes out in this like very editorial bolts of fabric throwing.
lacy fashion model.
Yeah.
I like the idea, and I think that it was fine, but I would have loved if it fully unraveled before she started shutting down the runway. Granted, I think her makeup looked great. I think the idea was good. I
didn't mind the unraveling. I feel like it unraveled enough.
No, it did unravel enough. Yeah. I would have loved for her to like walk down and have it fully unravel, so she could have gone the full she had to drag it
unlatch
with
from
exactly. Yes, she just had to drag it a little bit. But other than that, she looked beautiful. She looked great. Yeah. Makeup was great. Outfit looked great on her body. Her body was tea. Like,
I have a bit of an issue with the outfit, honestly, because other than the very exciting train throw, it was Corey King's dress. It was a tube mini dress in lace.
But she looked expensive.
She looked stunning. I mean, it was giving more like editorial than opulent, in my opinion, but it was good. I still liked it. Orange looks really good on her, and it's a check for me.
It's definitely a check for me. It's a check. It's a check. Next to the stage, we have Susie 2 in her red, glittery, devil-esque.
Yeah, like, you know what? The devil wears Prada. And Susie 2 gets a check for me.
Yeah, she gets a check. I mean, I like the headpiece. Her makeup was a little bit different because she didn't have that like gray scale, little, like we got a little bit more red, like a Betty Boop, Betty Bop, like with a little devil, whatever her name is. Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was cute.
I would have liked if she opened up the back with a slit just because it was kind of bunching at the bottom.
That would have been beautiful.
But Susie 2, you get a soft check from me.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a check. I'll give you a check. Yeah.
Yeah. Next to the stage, it's one of my favorite looks of the night. Ariete in this red, romantic, Latina-inspired, big hair, just gorgeous. Honestly.
She looked, her body, her figure, the way the dress fit her, the cutout in the middle, and I do want her to change up that white, like that.
I thought it worked for this look.
I was just about to say, for this look, it looked so good.
Yeah. Too good.
Yeah. She definitely gets a check.
It was almost a reality check, but there was just something weird going on with the cutout a little bit. If I'm being picky, we're pulling hairs. You get a check from me.
Yes, you definitely get a check from me. Next to the stage, we had Lana. Lana came out in this very like Princess Diana inspired red velvety dress with some very large drapey. Yeah, it wasn't my fave. Lana, she just looks good in a lot of things that she wears, but it just didn't like wow me.
I loved that she did a different silhouette. Up until this point, we've seen her in jumpsuits and catsuits.
Yeah.
So
nothing.
Or we got the green gown too. Yeah, or very little.
Yeah.
So I like that she went for a different shape. I just didn't like it. It was frumpy to me. It was very like bulky at the top. So it's gonna be a chuck for Miss Lana for me.
Yeah, I'm also going to give it a chuck. Honestly, it was a little too basic for me for something that's supposed to be like
I understand. Like she was going kind of like for like old money, like croquet. Dynasty.
Yeah, like very England, like England rich, and like I said, I understood the idea, but it just it
fell short.
Yeah, it just was. I felt like it looked a little rushed, a little put together last minute. It just didn't have a lot of detail.
Yeah,
it just wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. Sorry, Lana, you get a chuck this week.
Next to the stage, another one of my favorites. I'm surprised that a lot of the girls in the workroom didn't like this one, but I'm just a hoe for ruffles. So we have Acacia Forgot in this yellow 80s, almost Dolly Parton kind of look with these tiered, pointed ruffles. Keep it brief. It's a check.
It's a check. The only thing that I think I would have changed is maybe, and I don't know if we already said this, but if she added one more layer to the bottom and then changed the heel, if she changed the heel color and like added one more layer.
Yeah. So it's a soft check for that reason.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It needed, I wanted it to touch the floor because it was hitting this weird like upper shin area.
Yeah. I don't know. Like a caprice that like, I don't know.
Yeah. It was almost a capri.
Yeah. Next to the stage, we have Miss Sesame Street herself, Corey King.
I don't care. It's a check. I love her.
At the end of the day,
I loved it. I loved it.
It looked good. I think it definitely, like T.S. Madison said, it was giving like $20 cheap prostitute. Like, what can I get for $20? But the thing is, Corey is body down. Like she knows her body.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it was a tube dress with some fur on it. And
sometimes that's all you need.
And I hate that I loved it. I hate that I loved it. And it should be a Chuck. But I just can't. It's Corey King. Like, I just can't. That's my man. I love Corey King. It's a check. A very soft.
I was going to say, like...
A very soft check.
Like, a soft check with a mechanical pencil. You can barely see the writing check.
Yeah, like, you smudged your thumb over and it's barely there. Check.
Yeah. No, for real. Exactly.
Next to the stage, to round out our yellow team, we have Miss Lydia Butthole Collins. And this was just so good.
She ate.
It was very... Now, look. It was very reminiscent in a way of her look last week. The red, ruchy moment.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I still loved it.
No, I think she looked great. I think that, like, although it was a lot, it was, like, big train, it was big train, it was big body. Yeah. Like, not, like, big body for her, but, like, the dress was just...
padded.
It was big.
I mean, she padded. I did think she got swallowed up a little bit because she is so teeny.
Yeah.
But I liked the bent kind of hat that she had.
Yeah.
The fascinator. I really enjoyed that. And I love just like a black straight wig. It was kind
especially
of like,
on a yellow.
Yeah, it was kind of like if Morticia Adams wore a yellow gown.
Ooh.
Like
I mean, honestly,
I was living for it.
That literally is Lydia's.
There it is.
It's like that's her aesthetic. Her aesthetic is that Tim Burton, Adams Family, very like emo-esque. Like I think she did great. It's definitely a check from me.
Yes,
definitely
me too.
A check. Next to the stage, we had Miss Joe. Don't forget the Ella.
I hated this look so much, I literally didn't even write anything down. I was so flabbergasted that somebody... You know what? For Drag Race, I hated it. But if she showed up to a club in a full train, whatever, the double satin...
You're giving her $1.
I'll give her $1. She needs to buy some new fabric. You know, but I'll give her $1.
Listen,
it's a Chuck. I don't feel like I need to discuss it.
It's definitely a Chuck, but I wrote basic, hot glue in a nightmare because that was no dream.
Yeah,
honey.
She said, I hemmed this. Where?
No, she said, I hemmed this with hot glue.
I hate it because it was a fine bodysuit. It was fine. It fit. It wasn't gappy. The crotch was done well. She had a little
The back
shoulder.
was a little rough.
I just wish that it was a different fabric. This like
the triangle
reptile scale holographic like patio flooring. I don't know.
It was not for me.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me. Next up, we have Miss. Well, I saw it and I took it, so I used it. Anya Nerve. It was good. It was fine. Like,
it was okay.
It was fine.
It was okay. It was, to me, it was a mid-safe dress.
It was very safe. I honestly think that Hormona had a better version. They had this kind of the same dress, and Hormona's was a better version. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that production could have put Hormona in the top after Rhinestone Gate.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think that Anya Nerve, you get a check. A soft one. A soft check for me. I think you owned it. I loved the headpiece. That was probably my favorite part of the whole look.
Oh, definitely.
And that's about where it ended for me. I just wasn't feeling it. Like she said she was serving it, she was giving it to somebody else because it wasn't me. And that's all. You know what?
That's all she needs.
The judges, it's all that matters.
I think that she worked the runway. I don't think that her gown was this gorgeous thing. I think her headpiece was nice. I think that the jewelry kind of was a safe gate to not have to finish some things.
Yeah, the jewelry was definitely a little bit of, a distraction.
Yes.
And you know what? She said, I'm going to be opulent. I'm going to put on my biggest necklace and hope it sticks. And to round out Miss Odd, I think it was effective. Obviously, the judges loved it. She owned it. And I think you can own a really horrible look, and it makes it better.
Listen, when you steal someone's gems, maybe it gets you in the top.
You know, look, Hormona should have taken some of who was on hers, Lexi's gems, and they would have been good. You know.
I mean, period.
So on your nerve, you get
You get a very soft check from me.
You get a soft check.
Yeah.
A soft one.
Yeah.
Soft like some feathers.
Yes, exactly.
That you stole from Jules. Speaking of which.
Speaking of Jules, Jules hits the stage and she's in this gorgeous rouge dress.
Take a drink every time Jules Sparkle says rouge, and I guarantee you'll be blacked out before Sam comes out on the runway.
I mean, yes. Yeah. Honestly, I think Jules looked good. The chest, like, outward.
I wasn't in love with the cones.
Yeah, it wasn't my fave. I think that the dress could have been a little bit longer. I don't know if that's going to affect how she could walk, because she was barely able to, like, walk.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think she looked gorgeous. Her makeup was stamped. Her body was teed.
Yeah, she looked very good.
She constructed a dress.
Yeah, there was a lot of work that went. Ruching is not, in theory, a difficult practice, but it's very time consuming and it's very specific. You have to get it very right. So I think it was very effective. I would have loved an inch or two more on the bottom of the gown as well. Mm-hmm. Again, this like capri length. I get it. She was kind of going for this, like, I'm imagining like the woman that gets out of the red convertible that's going down the like California highway and the scarf blows away. That's what this look was giving me. Mm-hmm. And it's a check.
It's a check. Good. I do have one complaint, and I don't know if anybody clocked it, but it looked like the front was like kind of going on an angle. Like she had a line going down.
Yeah, there was a little bit of Captain Hook, kind of situation there.
Yeah, but she still looked gorgeous. It's still a check regardless. Still a check.
Next to the stage, one of our shining stars of season 17, Miss Sam Star, comes out in the same version of her rainbow gown from week 1, but in blue. I loved it. I mean, I liked it the first time too.
Listen, I wrote fierce gorgeous. I think that there was a lot of not characteristic. There was a lot of
attributes.
There was just a lot going on.
Like, but it worked.
Yeah, it worked in the best way. Like her fabric, the fabric that she used was just gorgeous.
I think she probably had the most expensive looking gown.
Yes, I mean, like in the gems that like went off the shoulder, and she had the hat and the fan, and she had a cinched body. Her mug was stamped. Like she looked
the fascinator.
Yeah, she looked really good. Like really good.
You know that saying, "Look in the mirror before you leave. Take one thing off." She looked in the mirror and put everything else on. But just like that kind of gown, you have a loud fabric, feathers, a fascinating. You need it. You need to either go big or scale back. Yeah. And she kind of dug into that pageantry. Like, I'm just gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was. I'm not even gonna say that because she won. So whatever. It was good. I really enjoyed it. It was good. I enjoyed it, and I like blue on her.
Blue looks really good.
The blue and the blonde combo I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it's a check.
Yeah, it's a check for me as well.
The last to hit the stage, and surprisingly, one of my favorite runway looks tonight.
Miss Envy.
Miss Crystal Envy has crystallized me into being obsessed with her this episode.
Yeah, for whatever reason, there has just been... I've been a fan of Crystal Envy. I spoke about it before. From New Jersey. Whatever. But there's just something different. I loved this gown on her. I liked the ginger hair with the blue and the contrast,
scarf. Oh my god, the little bows on the shoulders. Yeah.
It's good. I liked it. The silhouette fit very well. The blue was very good on her, and the mug is always stamped.
No, the mug is. I think in another world, if Crystal was not on blue with Sam, I think that Crystal could have been in the top, because I do think. And I don't know if anybody else clocked this. Everybody who was like getting critiques, either in the top and the bottom, it was one person of each color. So I think maybe if Crystal was on a different color, maybe yellow, or like I think that she could have.
Oh, excuse me.
I think if she was on yellow, or just a different color that wasn't Sam, I think she would have pulled out at least a top 3.
Yeah. Like I want to know what would have happened if all 3 of the orange girls turned it out. Would they have brought all 3 orange girls up? Like, I don't know. I feel like this challenge kind of, I would have loved if they brought out, like, the top and the bottom from each color. Ooh. And then it was like all the tops, whatever, they go back. And then we have a bottom from every color. And it's like maybe a multi-part lip sync. I don't know. That could have been fun.
Ooh. Talk about Taste the Rainbow.
Yeah. But I loved it. Crystal Envy, You get a check for me.
Crystal, you also get a check from me. You get a nice, good, like
a sturdy, firm,
like that fresh. I just opened a pen, and this is the best check.
Like you know this sound that we use, like that full volume.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I loved it.
Yes.
Alrighty, the runway wraps up. We have given our monopulence. We've passed go. Some of the girls ended up on the railroad, and other girls, went directly to jail. So, who was your favorite of the night?
I gotta give it to my girl Crystal. I think my favorite of the night was Crystal.
She is definitely up there. I think my favorite of the night, Crystal is up there. She is definitely up there. Am I crazy if I say I really liked Harmona's gown?
No, she looked beautiful.
I really enjoyed it. But I don't know if she was my favorite, but I don't know. You know what? My favorite was Corey King. I loved it. She sold it. She spray painted the pump. That's dedication.
Listen, if there's one thing about Miss Vaca over here, she's going to go meet Corey King on Sesame Street.
You know what?
Listen, at the end of the day...
No, you know what? I changed my mind. I think I am going to agree with you that Miss Crystal Envy... Oh, yeah, but jealousy. I had my favorite look of the night, for sure.
Yeah, she looked...
She was snubbed. She was snubbed.
She was snubbed of a top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
So...
Go ahead. You take it away.
We have our top 3 of the night is Anya Nerve, Sam Starr, and Arietti. And our bottom 3 of the evening is, unfortunately, Miss Corey King... Corey King, Lucky Stars, and Joe. Don't forget the Ella, Joella.
Do you agree?
Besides the whole Crystal, I think that Crystal was snubbed of a top 3 spot.
I would have swapped Anya for Crystal, or even Hormona, honestly.
And I think anybody could have been Hormona or Crystal could have been swapped out for Anya, but the other 5 I think were very fitting.
Yeah, I think it was fair. I think it was very fair. I agree.
So our first Maxi Challenge winner that is from the judges.
Yeah, the first design challenge.
Challenge is no other than Miss Sam Starr.
Yeah, loved it.
She turned it out. Yeah,
I think she had the best gown. I mean, I think you line them up and you ask the person who paid the most money. I think they're gonna pick Sam.
Yeah, I agree.
She gave the most richness, the most opulence, the most of everything. She just gave it to him.
She held down the tuck from Miss Trinity to the tuck.
Yeah, and I loved her story that her nana taught her how to sew. God. That's so meaningful. Like learning that from someone that you care about and getting that support from them is so sweet. So I loved getting to learn a little bit more about their upbringing. And I agree with what Lexi said. Sam Starr kind of gives me Silver Spoon energy.
Yeah.
But to learn that, most of their looks they've made themselves in the beginning from Walmart fabric. I love that. I love learning that not everything always is as it seems. Everything is not
what it seems. That actually, I almost just started to tear up because that was such a beautiful way to describe no matter what you see on the outside, you never know.
Oh, you're talking about what I said.
Yeah. You never know, how somebody, built up what they have and got to where they are. And it's just, it's so beautiful to see somebody who started in a position where they had a $50 budget, ran to Walmart, grabbed whatever they could find, and they
$50 is a good budget at Walmart. Shit,
I mean, listen.
You can make 3 gowns at Walmart for $50.
Listen, maybe 3-4 years ago, but today you're lucky if you can get one.
Yeah, that's just the thread cost.
Listen, exactly.
All right, wipe those tears. It's no time for sentimentality. It's time for a battle on the main stage.
Miss Corey King.
Ding, ding. Yeah.
She got safe. I would have loved to see her lip sync just because I want
to see this song. Not to this song.
I just want to see her girl perform. Not too much now.
I need to see another one of these. She hit us with that anime fireball.
No, she hit us with that Kamehameha. For all our Dragon Ball Z fans,
Over 9,000, honey.
Exactly. So it is a battle between Miss Lucky Stars and Joella. I want to know what your opinion is from the looks before the music plays. Who do you think was going to turn out?
I think that it was going to be a bloodbath, and Joella, you can tell she was ready to stomp on it.
She was hungry.
My whole thing with Lucky is that you could tell she did not feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Not even that she wasn't confident. She was uncomfortable on the stage.
Yes.
Her hair was not good. Her outfit was not good. She got very bad critiques. So you could just tell that like she was kind of just receding into her mind.
She had bad juju energy.
Yeah, like she went, and even when she presented her look on the stage, she walked out like with the look of, I'm so sorry you have to look at this.
Yeah.
And I think it she kind of shot herself in the foot with this, and then both of her shoes flew off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think, I'm going to say something controversial. I do not think that Joella really like tore it up.
She didn't.
It was a fine lip sync. I think Joella was entertaining. I think she kind of demanded the attention, which is good. It's a lip sync for your life. It's a battle. Pull those eyes. That's my opinion. It was very long-winded, and it was an adequate lip sync.
I agree. I think everything that you said about Lucky Stars looking uncomfortable, you can tell that Lucky Stars was looking uncomfortable. I don't think that Joella threw puss on the ground and like gagged the fuck out of me, but like
she gave us a couple high kicks. And
she earned her $1 or $2 at brunch, and
yeah, if I saw that performance in the club, money up.
Yeah, but like for elimination on the main stage, it's just it was
good. I mean, look, she made RuPaul laugh. Like it was good. She definitely was, I think, the clear winner.
Yeah.
And here's my beef I have. It happens. Heels fall off. They are shoes. You're wearing tights. They are slippery. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you kick a shoe off. Sometimes the wig falls off. If your shoes come off and you are not standing on your toes while you are dancing, or at least when you're walking up on your toes with that flat stocking foot, doom, doom, doom. No, it just takes me so far out of the illusion
of
just being entertained. And like a heel changes how you move, it changes how you dance, it changes how you walk, it changes everything about a person. So when you have that, you go from this to this, and it just, the flat wig, the flat foot,
it was just flat.
The cheetah panty.
It was just flat. It was just a flat performance.
Unfortunately was a perfect storm of unfortunate events for one lucky star, and JOE did not forget the Ella. And she did not pack her bags either.
She did not pack her bags. Yeah, that was
our first eliminatee. Our pork chop of season 17 goes to one Ms. Lucky Stars.
I'm sad to see her go. I was ready to see, like, I would have loved to see her like stunt out in like a final, like a finale gown. With like a full...
I would have loved to know what her finale outfit would have been. I would have also loved to know who she would do
for Snatch
Game.
Like some Van Gogh thing,
Bob Ross, like,
or maybe crazy, like one of those paintings. Maybe Scream itself.
Scream would be fine. I think I loved the creative and artistic perspective that Lucky brought to the stage. It's one that we don't get to see often. And I think what she does well. So this, yes. I don't think, Lucky Stars, if you ever watch this is not a reflection of your peak drag. I think you showed us your peak drag when you walked in the door, and everything else was just the cherry on top. I loved having you. I loved watching you, and I'm looking forward to you back on All Stars.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of you. I would love for you to maybe release some, like, this is what I would have worn for this category for more episodes moving forward.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with your creativity. I would love to know how your mind works exactly. Like, please show tutorials, throw things out. Like, let us know more of your drag. I want to see it online. Yeah. You're such an interesting queen.
Give us the process. We want the process. We want to see... how you count your lucky stars, honey.
And maybe you can come paint with your little rub-a-dub-dub on this couch, and we can get you on the...
No, if you wear that foam look, you ain't coming here.
But if you have those paint cans and those paint spray cans, come on this couch, mama.
I love that.
And that has been your reality check of episode 3, season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race. We're really excited for next week. I hope that it's a... we're going to get some tea on who is in the top this week.
I think we're getting an acting challenge next week.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
A little something.
But the game has started. The first head has rolled, and the pork chop has been smothered in barbecue sauce.
Yep, and she is thrown on that smoker.
No, it's time to go, and it's time to keep taking them out one by one, dropping bodies hit the floor,
Oh, I know, that's right.
So we will see you back on the couch next week for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 4. 4! Episode 4! know down below who you're rooting for and who had your favorite look of the night. Did you agree with who went home? Or should we have forgotten the Ella?
Do you think that people should be snatching other people's jewels or claim what's yours is yours?
What's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, and what's yours is mine. We'll see you next time. Bye.